Om Sri Satguru Mujiji Ki Jai. Om Sri Satguru Nantaji Ki Jai. Welcome to the Advaita channel. I'm reading I Am That, Nisargadatta Maharaj, Chapter 51. Be indifferent to pain and pleasure. Questioner. I am a Frenchman by birth and domicile, and for about 10 years I have been practicing yoga. Maharaj. After 10 years of work, are you anywhere nearer your goal? Questioner. A little nearer, maybe. It is hard work, you know. Maharaj. The self is near, and the way to it is easy. All that needs doing is doing nothing. Questioner. Questioner. Yet I found my sadhana very difficult. Sadhana meaning practice. Maharaj. Your sadhana is to be. The doing happens. Just be watchful. Where is the difficulty in remembering that you are? You are all the time. Questioner. The sense of being is there all the time, no doubt. But the field of attention is often overrun by all sorts of mental events, emotions, images, ideas. The pure sense of being is usually crowded out. Maharaj, what is your procedure for clearing the mind of the unnecessary? What are your means, your tools for the purification of the mind? Questioner. Basically, man is afraid. He is afraid of himself most. I feel like I am a man who is carrying a bomb that is going to explode. He cannot defuse it, he cannot throw it away. He is terribly frightened and is searching frantically for a solution which he cannot find. To me, liberation is getting rid of this bomb. I do not know much about the bomb. I only know that it comes from early childhood. I feel like the frightened child protesting passionately against not being loved. The child is craving for love, and because he doesn't get it, he is afraid and angry. Sometimes I feel like killing somebody or myself. The desire is so strong that I am constantly afraid, and I do not know how to get free from fear. You see, there is a difference between a Hindu and a European mind. The Hindu mind is comparatively simple. The European is a much more complex being. The Hindu is basically sattvic, which we could say is um, more quiet and open, meditative. He does not understand the European's restlessness, his tireless pursuit of what he thinks needs to be done, his greater general knowledge. Maharaj, his reasoning capacity is so great that he will reason himself out of all reason. His self-assertiveness is due to his reliance on logic. Questioner, but thinking, reasoning is the mind's normal state. The mind just cannot stop working. Maharaj, it may be the habitual state, but it need not be the normal state. A normal state cannot be painful, while wrong habit often leads to chronic pain. I'll read that again. So the questioner said, but thinking, reasoning is the mind's normal state. The mind just cannot stop working. Maharaj, it may be the habitual state, but it need not be the normal state. A normal state cannot be painful, while wrong habit often leads to chronic pain. Questioner, if it is not the natural or normal state of the mind, then how does one stop it? There must be a way to quiet the mind. How often I tell myself, enough, please stop this endless chatter of sentences repeated round and round. But my mind would not stop. I feel that one can stop it for a while, but not for long. Even the so-called spiritual people use tricks to keep the mind quiet. They repeat formulas, sing, pray, breathe forcibly or gently, shake, rotate, concentrate, meditate, chase trances, cultivate virtues, working all the same in order to cease working, cease chasing, cease moving. Were it not so tragic, it would be ridiculous. Maharaj, the mind exists in two states, as water and as honey. The water vibrates at the least disturbance, while the honey, however disturbed, returns quietly to immobility. Questioner. By its very nature, the mind is restless. It can perhaps be made quiet, but it is not quiet by itself. We could question this. Maharaj, you may have chronic fever and shiver all the time. It is desires and fears that make the mind restless. Free from all negative emotions, it is quiet. Questioner. You cannot protect the child from negative emotions. As soon as it is born, it learns pain and fear. Hunger is a cruel master, and it teaches dependence and hate. The child loves the mother because she feeds it and hates her because she is late with food. Our conscious mind is full of conflicts which overflow into the conscious. We live on a volcano. We are always in danger. I agree that the company of people whose minds are peaceful have a very soothing effect. But as soon as I am away from them, the old trouble starts. This is why I come periodically to India to seek the company of my Guru. Maharaj, you think you are coming and going, passing through various states and moods. I see things as they are, momentary events, presenting themselves to me in rapid succession, deriving their being from me, yet definitely neither me nor mine. I'll read that again. You think you are coming and going, passing through various states and moods. I see things as they are, momentary events presenting themselves to me in rapid succession, deriving their being from me, yet definitely neither me nor mine. Among phenomena, I am not one, nor am I subject to any. I am independent so simply and totally that your mind, accustomed to opposition and denial, cannot grasp it. I mean literally what I say. I do not need to oppose or deny, because it is clear to me that I cannot be the opposite or denial of anything. I am just beyond, in a different dimension altogether. Do not look for me in identification with or opposition to something. I am where desire and fear are not. Now, what is your experience? Do you also feel that you stand totally aloof from all transient things? Questioner. Yes, I do occasionally. But at once a sense of danger sets in and I feel isolated, outside of all relationship with others. You see, here lies the difference in our mentalities. With the Hindu, the emotion follows the thought. Give a Hindu an idea, and his emotions are roused. With the Westerner, it is the opposite. Give him an emotion, and he will produce an idea. Your ideas are very attractive intellectually, but emotionally, I do not respond. Maharaj, set your intellect aside. Don't use it in these matters. Sometimes I've heard Maharaj say, put your emotions aside, use your intellect. So when we're reading or listening to our masters, it's very important to use it almost like a comb, to comb through our own experience and see if what they're saying is catching anything in us. So if our emotions can attract attention in a way that makes us believe that we're something other than the self, then dropping our emotions or our affinity toward them is necessary. And if we find that we're over intellectualizing and that is keeping us from just resting as what we are, then that would be what we drop. So it's important as we listen that we're discerning what we're being pointed to and that we listen with an open heart. Questioner. Of what use is advice when I cannot carry out? These are all ideas, and you want me to respond free feelingly to ideas, for without feelings there can be no action. Maharaj, why do you talk of action? Are you ever acting? Some unknown power acts, and you imagine you are acting. You are merely watching what happens without being able to influence it in any way. Questioner. Why is there such a tremendous resistance to me against accepting that I just can do nothing? Why is there such a tremendous resistance in me against accepting that I just can do nothing? Maharaj, but what can you do? You are like a patient under anesthetics on whom a surgeon performs an operation. When you wake up and you find the operation over, can you say you have done something? Questioner, but it is me who has chosen to submit to an operation. Maharaj, certainly not. It is your illness on one side and the pressure of your physician and family on the other that have made you decide. You have no choice, only the illusion of it. Questioner. Yet I feel I am not as helpless as you make me appear. I feel I can do everything I can think of, only I do not know how. It is not the power I lack, but the knowledge. It's the learning mind that says, I'll just learn how to do it. If I could just learn how to do it, it would be okay. But it's an assumption that the reason I don't do something is because I haven't learned how. There's no evidence for that. Maharaj. Not knowing the means is admittedly as bad as not having the power. But let us drop the subject for the moment. After all, it is not important why we feel helpless as long as we see clearly that for the time being that we are helpless. I am now 74 years old, and yet I feel that I am an infant. I feel clearly that in spite of all the changes, I am a child. My guru told me, that child, which is you even now, is your real self. Svarupa. Go back to that state of pure being where the I am is still in its purity. Before it became contaminated with I am this or that I am. Your burden is one of false self-identifications. Abandon them all. My guru told me, trust me, I tell you, you are divine. Take it as the absolute truth. Your joy is divine. Your suffering is divine too. All comes from God. Remember it always. You are God. Your will alone is done. I did believe him and soon realized how wonderfully true and accurate his words were. I did not condition my mind by thinking, I am God, I am wonderful, I am beyond. I simply followed his instructions, which was to focus the mind on pure being, I am, and stay in it. I used to sit for hours together with nothing but the I am in my mind. And soon peace and joy and a deep, all-embracing love became my normal state. In it, all disappeared. Myself, my guru, the life I lived, the world around me. Only peace and unfathomable silence remained. Questioner. It all looks very simple and easy, but it is just no so. I think it should be not so. Sometimes the wonderful state of joyful peace dawns on me, and I look and wonder how easily it came and how intimate it seems, how totally my own. Where was the need to strive so hard for a state so near at hand? This time surely it has come to stay. Yet how soon it all dissolves and leaves me wondering, was it a taste of reality or another aberration? If it was reality, why did it go? Maybe some unique experience is needed to fix me for good in the new state. And until the crucial experience comes, this game of hide and seek must continue. This is familiar to most of us, isn't it? Maharaj, your expectation of something unique and dramatic, of some wonderful explosion, is merely hindering and delaying your self-realization. You are not to expect an explosion, for the explosion has already happened. At the moment when you were born, when you realized yourself as being, knowing, feeling, there is only one mistake you are making. You take the inner for the outer and the outer for the inner. What is in you, you take to be outside you, and what is outside, you take to be in you. You believe the world to be objective, while it is entirely a projection of your psyche. And no new explosion will set it right. You have to think yourself out of it. There is no other way. I'll read it again. Your expectation of something unique and dramatic, of some wonderful explosion, is merely hindering and delaying your self-realization. You are not to expect an explosion, for the explosion has already happened. At the moment you were born, when you realized yourself as being, knowing, feeling, there is only one mistake you are making. You take the inner for the outer and the outer for the inner. What is in you, you take to be outside you, and what is outside, you take to be in you. The mind and feelings are external, but you take them to be intimate. You believe the world to be objective, while it is entirely a projection of your psyche. Mind and feelings are external, but you take them to be intimate. You believe the world to be objective, while it is entirely a projection of your psyche. That is the basic confusion, and no new explosion will set it right. You have to think yourself out of it. There is no other way. Questioner. How am I to think myself out when my thoughts come and go as they like? Their endless chatter distracts and exhausts me. Maharaj, watch your thoughts as you watch the street traffic. People come and go, You register these without response. It may not be easy in the beginning, but with some practice, you will find that your mind can function on many levels at the same time, and you can be aware of them all. It is only when you have a vested interest in any particular level that your attention gets caught in it and you black out on the other levels. Even then, the work on the blackened out level goes on outside the field of consciousness. I'll read that again. Watch your thoughts. So this is in response to the questioner saying that his mind is so busy that he can't see that he's just watching or just seeing. Maharaj says, watch your thoughts as you watch street traffic. People come and go. You register these without response. It may not be easy in the beginning, but with some practice, you will find that your mind can function on many levels at the same time, and you can be aware of them all. It is only when you have a vested interest in any particular level that your attention gets caught in it and you black out on the other levels. Even then, the work on the blacked out level goes on outside the field of consciousness. Do not struggle with your memories and thoughts. Try only to include in your field of attention the other, more important questions like, who am I? How did I happen to be born? Whence this universe around me? What is real and what is momentary? No memory will persist if you lose interest in it. It is the emotional link that perpetuates the bondage. You are always seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, always after happiness and peace. Don't you see that it is your very search for happiness that makes you feel miserable? Try the other way. Be indifferent to pain and pleasure, neither asking nor refusing. Give all your attention to the level on which I am is timelessly present. Soon you will realize that peace and happiness are in your very nature, and it is only seeking them through some particular channels that disrupts. Avoid the disturbance, that is all. To seek there is no need. You would not seek what you already have. You yourself are God, the supreme reality. To begin with, trust me. Trust the teacher. It enables you to make the first step, and then your trust is justified by your own experience. In every walk of life, initial trust is essential. Without it, little can be done. Every undertaking is an act of faith. Even your daily bread you eat on trust. By remembering what I told you, you will achieve everything. I am telling you again, you are the all-pervading, all-transcending reality. Behave accordingly. Think, feel, and act in harmony with the whole, and the actual experience of what I say will dawn upon you in no time. No effort is needed. Have faith and act on it. Please see that I want nothing from you. It is in your own interest that I speak, because above all, you love yourself and you want yourself to be secure and happy. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't deny it. It is natural and good to love yourself, or to love oneself. Only you should know exactly what it is that you love. It is not the body you love. It is life. Perceiving, feeling, thinking, doing, loving, striving, creating. It is that life you love, which is you, which is all. Realize it in its totality, beyond all divisions and limitations, and all your desires will merge in it. For the greater contains the smaller. Therefore find yourself, for in finding that, you find all. Everybody is glad to be, but few know the fullness of it. You come to know by dwelling in your mind on I am, I know, I love, with the will of reaching the deepest meaning of these words. Questioner, can I think I am God? Maharaj, don't identify yourself with an idea. If by God you mean the unknown, then you merely say, I do not know what I am. If you know God as you know yourself, you need not say it. Best is the simple feeling, I am. Dwell on it patiently. Here, patience is wisdom. Don't think of failure. There can be no failure in this undertaking. Questioner. My thoughts will not let me. Maharaj. Pay no attention. Don't fight them. Just do nothing about them. Let them be whatever they are. Your very fighting them gives them life. Just disregard. Look through. Remember to remember. Whatever happens, happens because I am. All reminds you that you are. Take full advantage of the fact that no experience you must be. You need not stop thinking. Just cease being interested. It is disinterestedness that liberates. Don't hold on. That is all. The world is made of rings. The hooks are all yours. Make your hooks straight, and nothing can hold you. Make your hooks straight, and nothing can hold you. Give up your addictions. There is nothing else to give up. Stop your routine of acquisitiveness, your habit of looking for results, and the freedom of the universe is yours. Be effortless. Questioner. Life is effort. There are so many things to do. Maharaj. What needs doing, do it. Don't resist. Your balance must be dynamic, based on doing just the right thing from moment to moment. Don't be a child unwilling to grow up. Stereotyped gestures and postures will not help you. Rely entirely on your clarity of thought, purity of motive, and integrity of action. You cannot possibly go wrong. Go beyond and leave all behind. Questioner. But can anything be left for good? Maharaj. You want something like a round-the-clock ecstasy. Ecstasies come and go necessarily, for the human brain cannot stand the tension for a long time. A prolonged ecstasy will burn out your brain unless it is extremely pure and subtle. In nature, nothing is at a standstill. Everything pulsates, appears, and disappears. Heart, breath, digestion, sleeping and waking, birth and death. Everything comes and goes in waves. Rhythm, periodicity, harmonious alternation, of extremes is the rule. No use rebelling against the very pattern of life. If you seek the immutable, go beyond experience. When I say, remember I am all the time, I mean come back to it repeatedly. No particular thought can be the mind's natural state, only silence. No particular thought can be the mind's natural state, only silence. Not the idea of silence, but silence itself. When the mind is in its natural state, it reverts to silence spontaneously after every experience, or rather, every experience happens against the background of silence. Now, what you have learned here becomes the seed. You may forget it, apparently, but it will live and in due season sprout and grow and bring forth flowers and fruits. All will happen by itself. You need not do anything, just don't prevent it. Now, what you have learned here becomes the seed. You may forget it, apparently, but it will live and in due season sprout and grow and bring forth flowers and fruits. All will happen by itself. You need not do anything, just don't prevent it. Om Sri Sadguru Mujiji Ki Jai. Om Sri Sadguru Anantaji Ki Jai. Sadguru Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Namah Shivaya. Bless you.